What's up, big baller shot callers? Big Ken here, joined by my good friend Brandon. It's been a while since I've seen you, brother. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've been here. It's good to be back. Have been keeping up with football though, so I'll glad to be here and finally get to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for being on the show. It's good. It's good to see you again. Um, Monty, our other co-host, he's been out the last couple weeks. He's just been busy, life circumstances. But hopefully, we get Monty back. I know it was his son's birthday earlier this week, so happy birthday to Monty's son Ezra. So yeah, I know Monty was in El Paso celebrating his son's birthday with them, so that's cool. Wow. Football talk. Obviously, today we're going to talk about we always start with college. There's already been some big upsets today, so we're going to talk about some of the upsets. Texas beat number 6 Oklahoma. Texas looked like they were just kind of they fell out of the top 25 after being ranked number 1 to start the season. That was surprising. Colorado upset Florida State. Alabama survived Mizzou. That and Alabama's looking better after they were on the coach's butt. He looked like he was kind of like about to face the firing squad. But Alabama's had 2 or 3 good weeks in a row. Pittsburgh upset Florida State, and Penn State. The wheels have just fallen off. I don't know what's going on with their head coach has always had trouble against really good teams. His record against ranked teams has been really bad, but it looked like he kind of got over the hump last year because he went to college football playoffs, got all the way to the semifinals, kind of beat a couple of ranked teams to get to the semifinals, but he's struggling. I don't know if he'll even last the rest of this year, but we'll see. They looked good against Oregon, though they lost, went to overtime. That was a great game, when they had the wideout at Penn State, but then he lost to UCLA, unbeaten. I mean, they didn't have they didn't win a game at that point. They were winless, 0-4, I think, and they lost. So that's surprising. So we can hit up that for college. NFL talk. New York Giants are on fire with Dart and Skattebo. What do you call? What do you say they're being called again? I forget your term.
The exciting whites.
The exciting whites. That's funny. Um, Ravens got all kinds of issues. I thought the Ravens will win their division again this year, but I don't know what has happened with them. So Derrick Henry's got fumble issues all over the place all of a sudden, and I think they're 1-4. I mean, they look good in a couple of their losses. They lost a couple of close games. They should have beat Buffalo. They let Buffalo come back. Like they're down by 15, I think, in the fourth quarter. Buffalo makes a crazy comeback, and Derrick Henry fumbled in that game, which led to the game-winning touchdown. Jacksonville is upsetting KC. Looks like KC is playing better. That was a good game against Jacksonville, but they did lose. But they look like they're like kind of like rounding the corner. So I still expect KC to be in the playoffs, but I don't expect them getting to a Super Bowl this year. But who knows? And then, like always, we'll go over our NFL Week 6 picks. So, what do you want to talk about in college first, Brandon? The Penn State thing or some of these upsets? What do you want to hit up in college first?
Yeah, I think we can go in Penn State first and roll into the
Yeah,
upsets
I
because
like I like that. Yeah, I like
um,
that.
yeah, 'cause I don't looking at it now, I don't think UCLA beating them was an upset. They got rattled in that loss to Oregon, and now they come out and lose to Northwestern.
Yeah, they
I
lost
don't
today
know.
too. Yeah, that's right. Good point.
Yeah, yeah, that's three straight and two. I mean, Northwestern's got a. They're not the program they were 10 years ago. They've put out some pros here and there, and
Yeah,
yeah, they'll win some games, but they don't win the big games. They're not like that. But
yeah,
I don't know. James Franklin's just it's time to go. They've been talking about that even when they're good, but you'd think that this was their year, and you've got these stud running backs every year they bring out, and Aller's been maybe overhyped. He doesn't. Yeah, that game I remember Notre Dame, that playoff game they played. He just threw it to Ty Warren the entire game, and that was all they could really seem to do. But
hmm
I don't know. I don't think Penn State's as good as we thought, and James Franklin's probably as bad as people still think.
yeah.
So,
I think he is. I
yeah,
hate to say that, but I think he
yeah,
is. Um, like I said last year, it looked like he got over the hump because he got them to the semifinal game against Notre Dame. And he beat, obviously he beat a couple of teams to get there with the new format, the 12-team format. So I thought he was. I agree with you. I thought he was going over that. I thought he was getting over that hump this year because if he would have done well this year and made it to college football playoffs again, if they win a couple more games in college football playoffs, I think his job would be secure.
Mhm.
But now obviously it's not. I don't think he's going to last the rest of the season. I think he's gone soon. But I
Yeah,
think there's a money issue with him because I think he's under a contract. And I think they have to pay him out or so. If he gets fired now, I think they got to pay him out or something. That might be the only thing keeping him there. So,
yeah,
um,
worth it. Just pay the money, get him out. I think it's time
yeah,
for a change for them.
yeah, I agree. They need to change because even when Penn State's been good in years past, one of my old coworkers at my last job at Keyport, he's a big Penn State fan, and the joke he knows this. He's like the joke in the Big Ten is Penn State's good, but they can never get past Michigan or Ohio State. They're always like the third or fourth best team. You
Yeah,
know, they're kind of they don't win big games against either one of those teams. Ohio State and Michigan always beat them. So yeah, he knows, and he's a Penn State guy, so he knows this. So
yeah,
yeah, I think he's gone. Um, I get. Let's talk Texas really quick. I didn't see the game today because I was doing Pee Wee football, but
yeah,
I mentioned it in my opening a few minutes ago. Archie Manning's been struggling. I don't think it's all his fault. It is his first full year starting. He started a couple of games last year at the end. I think when old boy got hurt or something. Ewers, whatever his name is, he went to the NFL. Um, it's not all his fault, but he has played bad in some games. There's no doubt about it. He can't blame everything on the line, but I don't think it's all him. I know he's run for his
yeah,
life. Because I was watching the big noon kickoff today, before the first game this morning, and um, they were saying some things. Yeah, he's struggling, but it's not all him. They're talking about how bad their offensive line was. He's running for his life, and they can't really run very well right now, which is surprising because Texas always has good running backs, and it's making Archie Manning throw the ball a lot, and he's running, and he's always throwing under a tremendous amount of pressure. He's scrambling around all the damn time. It's kind of like old boy for
yeah.
Colorado last year. Um, you know,
That should do her. Yeah,
the dirt. You
yeah.
know,
I watched some of this game. I was flipping back and forth between a bunch of games, but it when I see Arch is he's not like the first overall pick like everyone was
yeah.
saying
No,
beginning of
he's
the
only a
year.
sophomore, man.
Yeah, yeah. This is his first time playing, and you want to be a little bit patient with these quarterbacks, especially when their first games against Ohio State in Ohio State,
Yeah, that's what
and
I said. Yep.
yeah, and he still beats up on some of these like small schools, but when you watch him, I see it's like they fixed his throwing motion because his form was so bad the first few games. It's like he changed the way he threw the ball,
Yeah.
and it didn't look so sloppy today. But his decision making just isn't there right now. He moves around the pocket well. He at least has a good stance to throw, and it's not like he's making bad decisions about who to throw it to. Well, bad decisions as far as throwing into coverage, but
Mhm.
he's making bad decisions where the play's broken down on a screen and he's throwing it backwards to the screen pass, and it's that happened today.
Mhm.
And he's throwing it to guys that are just they're going to get blown up and they're getting hit hard. Now, Weisner's a pretty good running back and their defense is good, but like you said about the offensive line, they have four new starters from last season, so the line did take a drop, but their defense is pretty solid, and that's what won them that game today. They held Oklahoma to six. Oklahoma struggled to move the ball downfield, and Texas they got some talent around the quarterback, but he's got to grow a little bit quicker than we're gonna start, Texas fans are gonna start getting a little impatient if they don't start winning some big games, but. Big
Yeah.
win against their big rival and number six as
Yeah.
well too.
That Red River Rivalry. Yeah, that's a big game. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always a huge Texas Oklahoma. That's a big matchup. That's like it's almost as big as Michigan Ohio State. Yeah, that's a big one.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Um, Yeah, we
The
mentioned Alabama real quick. Alabama's won three in a row, man. They upset Georgia. Um, they beat Vanderbilt. You know, it was 14-14 at halftime, but I love Vanderbilt's quarterback, Pavia, but
yeah,
he had two critical mistakes in that game that helped Alabama win that. Give credit to Alabama's defense. He had a fumble and an interception in the red zone when they're driving to score. That changed the whole complex of the game. This game could have been a nail biter game like it was in the first half, but those two turnovers led it to a two-score victory for Alabama. They won 30-14. Um, yeah, so Alabama's looking good. I guess old DeBoer maybe maybe some. I mean, they're not completely off his back, but maybe they're off his back a little bit since he's won against quality teams three weeks in a row, like
yeah,
big high level games. You know,
yeah, yeah.
Mizzou was no slouch today.
Nope.
Vanderbilt used to be a doormat, but they're not a doormat anymore. I think they're for real.
Yeah.
They look pretty dang good.
Yep.
Like I said, Pavia doesn't have those two turnovers. This could have been an overtime kind of game, maybe, or like a last possession game. You know, it was close. They looked evenly matched. You know, and then yeah, they and of course Georgia. So yeah, maybe he's off the hot seat a little bit. Um, I think Florida State is better this year. You know,
Yeah.
because last year they were ranked what 10 and they lose the first four games of the year. They just completely got embarrassed last year, but they seem better this year. But they Pittsburgh is no joke. Pittsburgh's one of those teams that can just beat you. They've always been known for upsets. You know.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
that quarterback, Castellanos, he transferred from Boston College to Florida State. That guy
Yeah.
can play. He made a couple of throws that were just unreal in that game.
Yeah.
They
He's
were that
good.
it was 34-24, and this bomb he threw to the receiver in stride 50 plus yards was amazing. Like he can throw the ball. He's probably going pro. I can see
Yeah.
that.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
I'm not a Florida State fan by any means, but I just hope for college football sakes, I hope the rest of the year they don't tank. They still got a winning record, you know.
Yeah.
They were still in the top 25. They're going to be out of the top 25 now because they lost today, but they lost a very close game against a quality opponent. Is Pittsburgh a top 25 team? No, but they've always been known as giant killers. They beat ranked teams all the time.
Yeah.
They're just a
Mm.
very tough, hard nosed football team with a good coach, and they can always seem to pull off. They just have the ability to pull off upsets. They got a good nose for it. So yeah, I just hope Florida State doesn't tank the rest of the year, and then yeah, then they're like 6-6 or something. You know, I hope they're like 8-4 or something, 9-3 or something. They go to a quality bowl game. You know,
Yeah.
not some
Uh,
6-6 bowl game.
probably biggest upset. Well, not biggest, but the best game, Indiana over Oregon. That be
Yeah, I was
considered an
gonna talk about
upset,
that
seven
next. I'm
versus
glad you
three.
mentioned that.
Man,
Yeah.
what a game! Indiana's for real.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I'm glad you mentioned it 'cause I forgot to mention that in our opening. Yeah, they did beat. Yeah, I have the score written down. It's actually the first thing on my list, and I didn't even mention it. Yeah, Indiana won 30-20. Number seven beats number three. It was at Oregon, right?
It was in Oregon, yeah, in
That's
Eugene.
what's even more surprising. Um, yeah, the funny thing was I was just telling one of my fellow football officials, like I don't know if I mean Indiana's good, they're improved, but I still don't know if they're for real. If we should take them seriously or not in the college football playoffs. Maybe we should after today. But before
Yeah,
today, I don't take them seriously. They're good, they're better, but I just didn't think they'll make any noise. But maybe I'm wrong.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're. I think they're legit. That they run the ball hard. Their quarterback's good. The
Their quarterback
Mendoza.
is great. He's a
Yeah,
transfer from
yeah.
somewhere. He's
Cal came from Cal.
Cal. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's very very good.
Yeah, and that defense they got is good too. They play hard. They hit hard. Very aggressive defense.
Yeah, they can beat Michigan this year. I mean, Michigan usually beats Indiana, but Michigan could lose to them this year for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, because Michigan is my boys, Michigan. I'm watching them play now. They're down 31-13 against USC with 2 minutes to go, and
Yep.
I mean, I think Michigan's a top 25 team barely, but they're not in any kind of. They're not going to make any noise. They're not going to college football playoffs. They're not. They'll go to a bowl game, but yeah, Michigan's going to drop some more games. They have a true freshman quarterback. He's really talented, but he struggles on big games on the road, and this is another one. So, anyways,
Also, I want to throw out there, looks like the Brewers up 3-1 top of the ninth. Looks like they could be facing the Dodgers right now.
oh, in the National League
Yeah,
Conference
yeah,
Series, yeah.
yeah.
That speaking of that, the Mariners won last night. Extra innings
What
they
a
go there.
game.
What a game! 15 innings. Yeah, I meant to mention that in the opening just for general sports talk. But yeah, man, they're in their first American League championship series since 2001. Each of those rookie year here, so it's been
Yep,
24 years.
yep.
So
Good for them.
yeah,
Great, great, great fan base, great stadium, really great atmosphere going to the Mariners games. They're fun to go to.
yeah, I agree. They're fun. I didn't go to any this year, but I usually try to go. But I didn't make it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't make it this year. I went to a couple last year and a year before, but yeah, I'm happy for the fans too because it's been a long time coming. So
Yeah. I
yeah, good.
was I went to the Seahawks and Bucks game last Sunday.
Yeah,
Um, Best football game I've ever seen in person, I want to say. Sam Darnold is legit, and so is
yeah,
Baker Mayfield. They are elite quarterbacks, both of them. And it was really cool because you'd see a lot of Mariners jerseys at the game. And when we left, we left just a little bit early. We had to catch the ferry, so um, you could see Mariners fans, people with the Mariners jersey, were sitting outside the stadium watching the game on the jumbo screen on their way to go watch the Mariners game. That was so cool to me. Just
yeah,
because if you're watching us and you're not from the Seattle area, the stadiums are next door to each other. Lumen
yep,
Field, T-Mobile, they're right next door. You can throw a rock and hit the other one. It's so close. So it was pretty cool just seeing all the being a Mariners and Seahawks fan. You get to go to both games, or you get to
yeah, yeah. That's so. Yeah,
you
people
don't
are
have to
talking about
travel.
going to both games. I agree. Yeah, that's cool. Like we're gonna be all day in Seattle. We're going from one to the other.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
people who have like season tickets for both. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, congrats to the Mariners, and maybe the Brewers will make it, like you said too. That'll be interesting. Um, I guess we can move on to the NFL. You said Georgia and Auburn are still tied 10-10. Texas A&M pulled away from Florida. I think it's 31-17. So I don't think there's much more about college. But the Texas A&M Florida game was a one-score game, but I think it's not anymore. Let me get an update real quick before we go to the NFL. You got um, yeah, Texas A&M won 34-17. So yeah, they pulled away, and I think
Yeah,
oh,
A&M
Georgia's
A&M
up
won.
13-10 early in the fourth quarter. That's
You
still
said
an
13-10.
upset. 13-10. That's still an upset alert, folks. Georgia is winning, but only by a field goal, and
Yeah,
Auburn's hanging tough. If Auburn wins
yeah,
that game, that'll be Georgia's second loss, man. They're gonna have a tough go. I mean, they
yeah,
don't want to lose any more if they want to still make the college football playoffs, man. There will be some two-loss teams in it, but
yeah.
um,
They could be one of them, but maybe by bias. But
yeah,
um, usually that happens with Bama or Georgia.
yeah. Well, both the SEC and Big Ten will probably have a couple of two-loss teams in there that are not
Mhm.
conference winners. It happened
Yeah.
last year. It'll probably happen again this year.
It's better
Um,
than putting a Boise State in the playoffs, to be honest.
what's that?
It's better than putting like a Boise State in the playoffs, like what happened last year, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, they didn't do nothing. Yeah, Penn State
No.
was too much for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well,
let's go to the NFL. We already mentioned it.
yeah.
The Great Whites. That's funny. I love that's funny as hell. Dart,
Exciting whites.
the
Exciting whites.
exciting whites,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
exciting whites. Um, that's funny. Yeah, Dart. I watched the Thursday night football game, and man, yeah, I did not. I thought the Giants were. I knew Skattebo and Dart were exciting, and they would improve the Giants overall, especially for the future and upcoming years. But I still thought um, Philly would just go in there and blow them out. So
Mhm.
I was surprised. So
I
yeah,
gotta
I can't
say,
believe it.
Skattebo, when he got drafted, I was like, I didn't care. I didn't see him at Arizona State, so I was like, okay, just white running back. That's just what the hype's about. But no, this guy has won me over. He is one of my favorite players to watch right now. He is aggressive. He fights for every yard. He blocks hard for a running back. He can catch. He's he's just an athlete, man. Just he's a football player. I love watching Skattebo. He is one of my favorite players right
I
now.
agree. He's exciting. He is exciting. And Dart, man, Dart
Yeah.
looks like he's the real deal. Um,
Yep.
our co-host and friend Monty predicted this. I don't know if you watched some of our earlier shows, but he did say that he thought by mid-season Dart would be taking over for Russell Wilson. So that came true.
Poor
And
Russ. Did you see Russ? He goes in and they boo him after 2 plays.
yeah, I felt bad for him too. I mean, you
Oh
can't
man.
boost him after 2 plays. It was an incomplete pass, and then the whole snap was weird. Like that whole play was just out of sync, and it wasn't all Russ. And I think the pass got tipped, and they're booing him. Like I felt bad for him too. Like, dude, it's only 2 plays. You can't boo someone after 2 dang plays. You have to give
It's
him
such
a couple
it's
series.
such a
Like
New York thing. It's so New York.
yeah, that is so New York. I'm like, yeah, I felt bad for him. Like this guy is a former Super Bowl winner, man. Should have won 2 Super Bowls. They just give Marshawn Lynch the
Yeah.
dang ball. I
Yep. Yep.
mean, but he has fallen hard. Um, yeah, poor Russ. Just it doesn't work out for him in Denver. He did play better his second year there, but first year they were
Mhm.
atrocious. I think they were 5-12. His second year, he almost got them into the playoffs. But then they had that weird thing where he had to sit out like for a game or two because something with his contract and something weird with him and his coach. Remember he
Oh, they
sat out,
I think
and then they don't make the
s-
playoffs.
yeah, I think they sat him so they wouldn't have to pay him bonus incentives. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure.
what it was. I knew it
Yeah.
was something in his contract. So they sit him to not pay his bonus, which is I don't know even know what to think about that. If this guy's winning you games and he can get you in the playoffs, why in the hell would you sit him? Just pay him his what the agreement is. Um, I
That's like
didn't
one of
get
the best
that.
parts of that's like one of the best parts of week 18 when you see the linemen getting the sacks and the whole team celebrating because they know they got their bonus million or
Yeah,
receivers getting their yardage, the running backs getting their yardage or catches or whatever it is. And
yeah.
it's some of the best
Everyone's got incentives. You're right in their contract
Yeah.
for what they can get for the year, like amount of catches or yards or whatever the amount of
You,
tackles or sacks, whatever you like you said.
you'll see like a 4 yard run and the whole sideline's going crazy. And it's like, oh, well, they got his bonus money. Like,
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite parts of week 18.
yep. But yeah, I think Russ is going to retire this year. That's my prediction. He looked good against the Cowboys, though. He didn't look
Yeah.
bad in all of his Giants games. Obviously, the Cowboys made a comeback and they survived against the Giants and won in overtime. But he looked bad in a couple of games. But in Russell Wilson's defense, the Giants has been bad for a freaking decade. It doesn't matter who their quarterback has been. It doesn't matter who their players were. Like they've been bad. So it's not all Russ. A lot of it's just the culture of the Giants. But that's what's so impressive, I think, about Skattebo&Dart is like how quickly they've changed the culture. People are so freaking excited right now in New York.
Yep.
I mean, they've
It's,
changed it within like 3 weeks.
yep.
Dart's
That's all it
Dart,
takes.
yeah, that's all it takes. I think they just see the future. That's why they're excited. Like we may not make the playoffs this year, but we like where we're going.
Yeah.
And they still can. You never know. They can get crazy hot. I don't think they will, but you never
Mm.
freaking know. We're only in week 6 of the NFL, so you never know.
I can tell you
Uh,
there's another New York team that shares that stadium that does not at all have any hope
no,
for anything.
that's your poor team, unfortunately. But yeah, Dart has started 3 games and he's won 2 of them. I
Yeah.
was surprised they lost to New Orleans last week. To get New Orleans are kind of a doormat because they're rebuilding. I that was a bad loss, but it is the NFL, and
Like
any
New
given
Orleans,
Sunday.
New Orleans has a young offensive line, and everything else is old, or if not old, just no talent
Yeah,
whatsoever that you want to have. with the exception of Olave. But they they move the ball like they play well for what they have.
They do. There's rebuilding. Yeah, they're
This
rebuilding.
this is gonna be one of those things where the coach gets fired and they fired the wrong guy, and then they bring in a new coach, and it starts that carousel when the
Hmm.
guy that's competing with the most minimal talent you can possibly have is like, he's gonna be let go. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like you see that with a lot of coaches, and that kind of feels like New Orleans situation because I watch them on Red Zone and I'm like, they don't look bad. They
yeah.
just they need a lot. It's not like a coaching issue. They just don't have the talent, and they're too old. It's like kind of it's
They're
you don't
old.
have talent, they're too young, or they're too old, and that's just you can say that for a lot of teams, but that's just like all that is with
No, I agree with you.
them.
Saints the last couple years just haven't been the Saints that we're used to, but yeah, yeah, they got aging veterans that are on their way out, and they got really young players that have no experience. They have a bad combination, you
Yeah,
know. Um,
yeah.
yeah. Uh, the flip side of the coin, the Eagles, man. I love Saquon Barkley.
Hmm.
He's off to a really slow start this year. Look, he had a really good first half. Then they didn't give him the ball much in the second half. Um, but they looked fine on the first half. Their offense looked fine. They're ahead. What? Well, they're down 2017 at halftime, but it was a good game. I still thought they would come out and win in the second half. I thought the Giants wouldn't play good for 4 quarters. Um, but man, I was wrong. I think Philly had like two or three and outs in a row to start the third quarter. Then I think they had I think Hurts threw an interception or something, and Hurts is throwing the ball well overall this year.
Ah!
You don't think so? You don't think so?
He's missed a lot of open throws, and he tends to, which I think it's a good thing. But when you don't have, you're about to get sacked, and you kind of throw it too low into the dirt to prevent an interception. But
Yeah,
I, I think that's a good thing overall. But he tends to do that. I've seen in times he doesn't need to. But Eagles definitely have an identity crisis on offense right now. It's like they
yeah,
have an elite offensive line with just stars with Barkley, Smith, Brown, Goddard, but they don't know how they want to use them.
I
It's
agree.
they AJ Brown's again, he's on Instagram and Twitter complaining after the games about how he's not getting his stats. That's we knew that was going to happen no matter what was going on.
Yeah,
Devontae Smith tends to be quiet, but if you look at the stats from the end of the game, they fed AJ Brown the ball all game. Smith got neglected, and then Saquon, they didn't use him like they should. He starts the game off 2 rushes, 31 yards. Like you off the bat getting 15 yards a carry. Did he finish? I think he got maybe 14 more carries the rest of the game. Not really a lot of targets in the passing game. He's probably the best skill player in football, and they're not feeding him enough. And AJ Brown is one of the most physical receivers in the league. You need to feed him too. I don't know how they fix this, but there's really no rhythm of any one player getting in a rhythm and getting fed the ball as there's one ball on the field and there's just not a good distribution going right now.
mm. Yeah. I agree. They have an identity crisis. They don't know what to do right now. Last year they didn't. And Barkley was on fire all year last year,
Yeah.
and Brown and Devontae Smith had their games. They had their big games when they needed to, and they were willing to block, because they knew how well Barkley was doing. But they were still getting the
Mhm.
ball just enough to keep him happy, and they knew Barkley was a beast last year, so they were blocking well for him.
Yeah.
Especially AJ Brown, big physical receiver. He can throw some good blocks with his size.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big receiver. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen all of Philly's games, but a couple of games I did watch, I thought Jalen Hurts was doing decent in the passing game. But I trust you. I'll take your word for it. Maybe he's not. But the couple of games I saw, he's been well over set like 70%, like passing completion. So I'm like, he looks okay, but maybe not. So I have to look at some more film of him.
He there I just kind of I see him missing a lot of
Yeah,
deep passes,
yeah,
especially or yeah. Just if you watch. I feel like there's some other quarterbacks that could be playing better behind that line with those guys.
Yeah, yeah, I think you have a solid point. I'll take a look at that. Um, yeah, but Eagles are still a defense Super Bowl chance, but I think they've lost two in a row now. I think they're 4-2 or something like that, or 3-2. They started the season good. They kind of won some squeakers, you know. Rams could have upset them, but Rams blew that game, and
Yeah.
Philly blocks two field goals at the end of the game to secure that game and everything. So
They
yeah,
let the Bucks come back and win a close one. The Cowboys game was close.
yep,
They've almost all been squeakers.
yeah, I agree. Um, what do you make of the Ravens, man? The Ravens, I think, won their first game or something. They lose a couple, but they lose close games. Like they lost to Buffalo when they should have won. They blew a 15 or 16 point lead in the fourth quarter, wherever it was. Henry fumbles,
Yep.
which made that made things worse because I think they weren't losing yet, but it was like, but Buffalo was creeping within like one score or something. That gave them the go ahead touchdown because they had a short field. I think they scored to go ahead and win that game. They play okay against Detroit. They're playing in
Yeah.
Detroit, and that was a good game. It looked like they lost, but it was a pretty good game. But I didn't see all of it because I was doing a JV game, I think. So that was a
Mhm.
Monday night game, I believe. So I didn't see that. But
Yeah. It was they lost to the Bills week one when they let them come back, and then they beat the Browns, but the Browns stayed close for the first half.
yeah,
Then they blew them out. But yeah, well, Lamar being out really hurts. Um, but even with him in there, they're losing these games, and um, I just I kind of feel like they missed their window a couple years ago to really win the Super Bowl. And you think Henry would be a great addition, but it's just so uncharacteristic of him to fumble. The O line just doesn't seem to be blocking well. I don't know. They got some issues, and the defense is the worst part of them right
yeah,
now.
I
They're
know
just
their
allowing
defense
teams
is
to go
usually
down the
good.
field.
Yeah.
That's after signing Jair Alexander. Packers look like geniuses
Mm-hmm.
for getting rid of him. They seem to
Mm-hmm.
Packers have a knack for getting rid of players at the right time.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, they're struggling, man. They're definitely struggling. Yeah, mentioning Derrick Henry again. Yeah, he hasn't really had many fumble problems that I know of, but this year he's just fumbling like crazy. Now it's like in his head. It's insane
yeah,
how much he's fumbling.
yep,
So yeah, he's had a great career overall. Big, fast back. I mean, that guy's just a freak of nature. I mean,
yeah.
six
He's a
6'3", 250 pounds, runs like a freaking 4.3
he's
or
a
4.40. He can run over people. I mean,
yeah,
he's scary to tackle when he's going full speed. And
future Hall of Famer. Yeah.
yeah, future Hall of Famer, like 180 pound defensive back trying to tackle Derrick Henry when he's got a load of steam coming. Yeah, that's hard.
And now they have now they play the Rams at home with Cooper Rush.
Seattle has Cooper Rush.
No, Cooper Cup. They got
Oh,
Cooper Cup.
yeah. Yep, got you.
It's Cowboys' old backup.
Oh, I'm sorry. You
Yeah,
said Cooper Rush. I'm
yeah,
thinking
Cooper
Cooper Cup.
Rush. Yeah,
Oh
no,
man, Rush Hour. That was
Rush.
his
Yeah.
nickname in Dallas. That was his nickname with the Cowboys. No, everyone,
Oh,
all the Cowboys fans loved him because he kept us alive when Dak was hurt
yeah,
with that thumb injury for like 5 weeks. He won 4 out of 5 games as a starter.
yeah,
People
yeah,
loved him for that. Everyone thought the season was done, and he wins 4 out of 5 games, and we're still in the playoff mix. So
yeah.
like Cooper, like yeah, Rush Hour, man. Um, yeah, Jacksonville KC. Real quick before our picks, Jacksonville KC. I think that was last week's game, but I wasn't on last week. But that was a good game, man. Did you watch that game?
You said the Jacksonville game?
Jacksonville KC. Yeah, Jacksonville upset KC. Like they usually can't get over the hump against KC, but they finally won in Jacksonville. That was a pretty dang good game. I think that was last week's games. But like I said, I wasn't. We didn't do a show last week, so um,
That was Monday night.
that was Monday night, right?
Yeah, I saw some of the first half. By the time I got back and went out, I was celebrating some good news at work, so I missed
Cool.
about the middle of the game, and then in the fourth quarter, I saw what the score was, so I turned it on after the Lawrence touchdown. I went back and watched the highlights, and that was great, man. It the Jaguars just they play a sloppy but safe offense, and but their defense is good this year. They've defense really put it all together with all those guys they drafted on defense over the years.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty. I was pretty impressed with I mean I got sorry I'm gonna say this as officials. Well, not me currently, but you as an official. How bad were the referees to allow that interception that Lawrence threw on that obvious defensive pass
Oh,
interference?
that was horrible. Yeah, that was
That
bad. I don't know how they missed that one.
and then that screen block for Kelsey to score the touchdown. Didn't they pick up a flag for that?
I think they did.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
picked up the flag, and that's just atrocious. Like for
They tried to
us,
say he was within 1 yard. They were arguing that he was within 1 yard and they're allowed to do that. I'm like, no, that was a pick,
you're
man.
not allowed to do that anywhere. That's a screen.
No, that was a pick. Yeah, I can't believe they did that. Yeah, that was bad officiating. I agree.
You
And
you and I would probably miss that. But for the trained eye for doing this as many years as an official to get to the NFL, you know that was a block. They're picking up
yeah,
these flags for these guys again. They are trying to help this team win again. I'm so sick of seeing it. This is why people don't like the Chiefs. Aside from Kelsey and Mahomes being on every commercial of every game, on every commercial break.
I agree. Yeah, no, those were two atrocious calls. Like none of us are perfect by any means as officials, but those were bad. Yeah, and I agree with you that yeah, that it does play into the drama that you're talking about.
Yeah.
About KC gets calls to win games, but they still lost. But to your point, yeah, it looked like KC could still win this game, and people would be talking about it if they did. So, but thank goodness they didn't. But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
I know. Chiefs Nation is going to argue this. Like I have some Chiefs friends, but I have some friends that are Chiefs fans. I mean, and yeah, yeah. But they'll
it,
try to argue with me and you about that. But I agree with you. Like, they get some calls, man.
yeah.
Because yeah, those were two very obvious ones that they should catch. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, they caught the one. They just chose to pick it up.
yeah, they did catch the one. Then they
Yeah.
waved it off. You're right.
And I'm pretty sure they saw the other one too. But you know how it goes.
Yeah.
So sick of seeing this.
Yep. I agree. Let's do it. Let's go into the picks,
Yep.
brother.
All right.
Week 6 NFL picks. Broncos at your Jets. Will the Jets get their first win of the year?
No, no, the Broncos will destroy them. Um, take the Broncos spread if you're a betting person. I have no faith in this team. I gave up on them week 2 against the Bills. It was that fast this year. Last year it was week 4. It's my patience is running thin. They get worse every year. It's penalty after penalty after penalty to lead to a turnover. They can't do anything right. This team just needs to just wash itself of whatever stench is left over from Rob Saleh and Joe Douglas. But sadly, Aaron Glenn's not leaving anything good on this team either. The Jets are atrocious. They have no chance right now to win this game. I don't believe in them. They don't believe in themselves. I can't. I go in with no expectations watching this game, and they can't even meet that. It's so bad. Like the Cowboys
That's
game
rough.
last week. The Cowboys game last week. I know you watched that. I was watching that at the restaurant before we at the Elysian. We were at Elysian, and on all the screens it was Jets Cowboys. And to allow a team to score 14 points in the final minute and 20 seconds is just bad, bad, bad football.
Yep.
Calling timeouts. They were calling timeouts for the Cowboys, giving them giving them time. So you think that having 56 seconds and one timeout when you've been unable to go down the field all game except for one possession, which you fumble, is a great that you're going to have a chance to score. No, of course, they ended up punting it, and they allow a 60-plus yard run by Javonte Williams. They run down the field. They were going to try and score a field goal. They got a touchdown.
Mm.
This is just what I'm watching every week, and Jets fans are giving up on it too. They're all giving up. I can't. I'm actually gonna wake up at 6:15 and watch this game tomorrow. I don't know why. It's like a car crash. I just feel like I need to watch it.
6:15. Is it one of those overseas games?
It's in London, yeah.
That is a
So
London game. Okay,
yeah,
it's
so
one
it's
of the
gonna be
London ones.
6:30 on the West Coast. Yeah,
Got you. Yeah. Well, you're loyal, so
I
yeah. But I
guess
feel bad. I feel bad for you. I like Aaron Glenn though, but yeah, he's having a really rough first year, man.
I want to like them. I don't have any faith in them.
This game could be good. We're just talking about the Jags. Seahawks at Jags. Seahawks are playing some good football again this year.
Yeah.
Jags are much improved. They were good for a couple of years and they sucked the last couple of years, but now they look good again. This could be a good game. Who do you got in that one?
Um, you know, I'm going to go with the Seahawks in this one. Seahawks are a complete team. Sam Darnold's playing amazing football right now. It took him a couple of weeks to get used to the system, and O-line's blocking great for them.
Mm-hmm.
Smith and Jig was elite.
Yeah,
Um,
was a good. Yeah, he's making a name for himself.
yeah, and Seahawks defense struggled against the Bucks, but Bucks are one of the better teams in the NFC. So
Yeah,
yeah, so I'm not going to knock them too much on that. They played great every other game, regardless. So
yeah.
I'm a Jags are a good team, but I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks on this one. I feel like they're the better team.
Yeah, this is a long road trip for the Seahawks, but yeah, I like their chances against the Jags because I think they usually beat them. They play them fairly often. They've
Mm,
been in a lot of low scoring games against them, but I don't think it's gonna be low scoring
mm,
tomorrow. I think the Seahawks are gonna score a lot. I think it'll be a high
yeah,
scoring game.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's a long trip, but I'll go with you. I'll take the Hawks because I think overall they're better. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think they're just a little bit better than what the Jags are. And
Yeah.
Seahawks are more consistent. Jags are always very up and down. So,
Hmm.
Chargers at Dolphins.
Oof. Um, you know, Chargers have a lot of injuries.
They do. They started off well, like 3-0. Now
Yeah.
they've lost two in a row. So, yeah, they're kind of going the wrong direction.
It's in Miami.
Miami's been
Um,
doing good again this year, but they have talent, man. Well, too, like,
yeah.
I mean, what's his
Tyreek's
name's out
out.
with that
Yeah.
crazy leg injury. What's his name? He's
Yeah.
out for the year.
Yeah.
Cheetah. That was pretty nasty. Monty showed me the clips of that. I was like, ugh, that
Yeah.
was bad. That was nasty.
Yeah. Yeah. That was bad.
He's not coming back anytime soon. Not
No,
till the
no.
middle of the season next year, probably.
Yeah, no way. Yeah. Um, Dolphins are an absolute disaster too,
They
but
are.
um, I I can see the Dolphins upsetting them. I'm gonna go Dolphins here. I just the Chargers. Yeah, I'm gonna go Dolphins at home. It's kind of it's not like the weather's gonna be too bad for uh, LA compared to because the Dolphins in the morning
Yeah.
games they have the sun shining on the opposing team, but
Mm.
it's hot in LA all the time. I don't think that would affect them too bad. Um, so I'll go with the Dolphins this one. I think they upset the Chargers.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I agree that Chargers are got a lot of injuries right now, but Dolphins are playing really bad. It is another long trip from coast to coast, but I like Harbaugh.
I do
Um,
love Harbaugh.
Yeah, I'll go with the Chargers, but I won't be surprised if
Yeah,
you're right. The Dolphins win, but I'll go with
yeah,
DC on that one. We'll see who's right
yeah,
on this one next week.
yeah. I
I'll
might
go.
be. I think I'm more likely to be wrong. But I don't know. Weird things happen.
Yep, it's NFL. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Rams at Ravens. Well, Uh, what do you got, man? Raven. We know which way the Ravens
Yeah,
are going, but
Ravens are bad. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think Puka gets 300 yards and 5 touchdowns the way he's playing right now.
yeah, I'm going with the Rams too.
Yeah,
They're playing some good ball. Even in a couple of their losses, they've played well. They're a good team. Um, the whole Puka Devonta Adams thing is working out right now. They seem to get along really well.
yeah,
It seems like
yeah,
Devonta Adams has accepted his role of kind of being the number two, and Puka being number one. They just feed off each other, and they
yep,
seem to be playing well together. So I'm going Rams. Um, Cardinals at Colts. I'm surprised about Daniel Jones. They're 4-1.
yep, yeah. Daniel Jones is good, man.
Yeah, he had one good year in New York. That got him that big contract, and then he tanked after that. But now he looks like he's found himself a new home,
Yep.
kind of like the Seahawks quarterback being with Minnesota last year. He
Yeah,
might be
Darnold. Yeah,
Sam Darnold. He might be like that, where he was just on a really bad team, and now he's got some success somewhere else. I mean,
yeah.
that's what it looks like right now.
It does. Yeah, yeah. Who you got on that one?
I got the Colts.
Yeah,
Cardinals start off like 2-0, but they're going the wrong direction. I don't trust the Cardinals. They don't ever seem to figure things out. They're kind of a 500 team every year.
yeah.
I got the Colts.
I got the Colts too, especially after the way the Cardinals blew that game last week.
Yep.
I think that's going to really play into their heads, and
Yeah,
Colts will be ready.
they're going the wrong direction. I'm with you on
Yeah.
that, brother. All right, next one. My Cowboys at the
Yep.
Panthers. Um,
Um,
I'll let
what do you
you
got?
talk first.
Me? Panthers are playing really good football at
They're
home.
playing a lot better. That's for dang sure. Yep.
They play way better at home than on the road, and this would be a very Cowboys thing to do to come in and lose to the Panthers when they shouldn't lose this
That is a
game.
Cowboys thing, but yeah, I mean it should be a good game.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys still on this one. I think their offense is too good right now. I don't think they're going to slow down on offense. They're going to score more points than Carolina.
Yes, that's where I agree with you. I think I picked against the Cowboys because they're my team. I got to be objective, but I won't pick against them this week. Yeah, just like you said, their offense is lights out this year. The problem is they're one of the best offenses, but they have the worst defense in the league. So they have to, like
Mhm.
I took me and Monty and I said already, like Cowboys have to win all their games in shootouts this year. They're going to be in high scoring games every single freaking game because
Yep.
their defense can't stop anybody.
Yep.
Um, but I do think the Cowboys win. Dak's having a really good year. Don't knock on some wood, but he looks really good this year after having that playing. They didn't make the playoffs last year, being 7-10 after making the playoffs 3 years in a row. I think they had deja vu, 12-5 records 3 years in a row.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't know if the Cowboys will make the playoffs this year. If they do, I don't think they'll get far because they have no defense. You need defense in the playoffs, but I think they'll
Yeah.
win
Yeah.
this game. I think they'll win this game.
Yeah.
But Panthers are playing better. I think Panthers are going to give them a game.
Yeah. Yeah. They will. I think so too.
Yeah, yeah. Pats, Pats at Saints. I like the way the Pats young quarterback is playing.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Patriots on this one after beating the Buffalo last week.
Yep.
That was good to see. So
Yeah, I know
I
you
think
were
they
happy
come in.
about that being a Jets fan. I'm sure you love that. That was a
I
good
hate
game.
it was a hate both teams, but I'm glad Buffalo lost. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna go with the Patriots on this one. I don't think the Patriots are playing good football right now. I don't think the Saints are gonna be able to match up to that.
I know the Pats quarterback's name. It's on the tip of my tongue. The guy from North Carolina,
Yeah, Drake May.
Drake May.
Yep.
Yeah, he looked really good against Buffalo,
Yep.
man. He looks like him being number 3 or 4 pick, whoever it was. It looks like that was a smart move. Everyone thought people thought they were crazy, but I think they knew what they were doing. He looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's coming into his own. I got the Pats, and we know the
Okay.
Saints are rebuilding. So yeah, I got the Pats. Um, Browns at Steelers.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Yeah, I think they got this one. Dylan
Yeah,
Gabriel's playing.
Yep. He
They
didn't do
traded
bad
Flacco to
last
the
week.
they traded Flacco to the Bengals.
Oh, because Burrow's out for pretty much the year, right? Yeah.
I, I don't I don't know
But
how
Flacco's
that's
old as all get out. But he did help the Browns a couple years ago get to the playoffs and everything. And then, but then they got upset by
yeah,
Houston, which surprised everybody.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
man.
he's getting
That's
old though. He's getting really old.
yep. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I got Steelers. They have a good coach. I feel bad for the Browns defense because the Browns have such a dang good defense with Myles Garrett and company,
Mhm.
but their offense can't do anything right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got Steelers. Um,
yeah.
Titans at Raiders. Raiders have always been suspect. They're never consistent, but I thought they'd be better this year, and they don't look good at all.
Mm,
Titans
no.
got their number one pick, Cam Ward. He's playing good. They're losing. He's playing decent for
Yeah,
his rookie year. So this Titans might have a chance in this game because Raiders are not playing good. I thought they'd be better this year.
yeah. Yeah. This is going to be Cam Ward versus Genty, so that's going to be fun to see.
Yep.
I think that might be the only thing fun to see about this game. Honestly, both teams are they're bad, but
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Titans in this one. I don't. Vegas just gives me. I don't trust them to play. I don't trust Gino right now to put the
Yeah,
ball
Geno is
in
playing
Raiders'
bad.
hands. Yeah.
Ashton Genty's playing well offense in his rookie year at running back. He's had a 100-yard rushing game, I think, already, and
Yep.
he played well. He had set some other decent stats in some of their losses, but I didn't think they lose as bad as they did last week, 40-6 to whoever it was. They got the break speed off of them.
Mm,
That was surprising. But they have talent. They have like two good tight ends, Bowers and the other guy from Notre Dame, whatever his dang name is. He's like in his
Michael
second
Mayer.
Mayer. He's like in his second or third year. Bauer,
Yeah. Bauer's got that knee injury right now.
yeah, he does. That's not
Yeah.
helping him out.
No.
But Geno is playing really bad. So yeah, I got the Titans too. But Raiders can win this game because Titans aren't
Yeah.
any good either.
Yeah.
This was a hard one to pick. Two bad
Yeah.
teams. But
Yeah.
I would like to see the Titans get. I'll still stick with the Titans and see if they
Okay.
get their second win of the year. Um, Next one, 49ers at Bucks. Bucks, I think, have
Mhm.
won every game this year on some kind of crazy comeback drive by Baker
Yep.
Mayfield. They're like the heart attack kids. I mean, they're in always close, nail-biter games, and Baker Mayfield always pulls it out in the fourth quarter. So,
Yep.
what do you got?
I'm going with the Bucks in this one. I don't. I think the Niners are a little overrated. I know they've been winning, but I don't. I'm not. I'm not sold on the Niners. And they got Mac Jones. They got their backup in against this good enough
Mac Jones
Buccaneers
has been playing
defense.
well though. He's been
He
playing
did.
well.
He played really good. Yeah, he's been playing good football. I'm not betting against Baker. So
I
I
wouldn't bet against Baker right now
no
either, and not at
no
home.
no
And
no.
49ers still do have a lot of injuries.
Yep.
Um, yeah, their tight end is out. They got all kinds of defensive injuries too.
Mhm.
Brock Purdy's out, but Mac Jones is playing well. Brock Purdy's got turf toe still, wherever it is.
Yep.
Not as significant as Joe Burrow being out for the season, but he's I think out for another week or two.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I got the Bucks. Bucks are the hard attack kids. I mean, obviously, they still got Christian McCaffrey. He's playing well this year. 49ers have had other receivers stepping up though with all these injuries they dang got. So
Yep.
that is surprising. A lot of people are stepping up for them. But Bucks just seem to win games this year. Bucks are for real this year.
Yep.
So I
Yeah, they
love the way
are.
Baker Mayfield's playing. So yeah, I got the Bucks also. Um, Bengals at Packers.
Packers easy.
Yeah, that's the easy one.
Is Flacco going to play behind this awful offensive line? I don't think he survives.
No, I don't think he does either. And Jordan Love's having a good year. They got a good running back who came from the Raiders. Um, yeah, Packers got good young wide receivers, good running back, decent defense. I can't believe they let the Cowboys come back to tie them 40-40. That was surprising because it looked like Packers were going to blow that game out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I mean, Packers defense is playing great. The Cowboys were in a whole 13-0 look. It's going to be a blowout freaking game, but then that blocked extra point for safety changed everything. Then it became a shootout the rest of the dang game. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but I still think the Packers defense is decent though. I got yeah, this should be an easy game for Packers, but we knock on some wood. It is the NFL, you never know. But on
Yeah.
paper, it looks like Packers will win easily.
Yeah.
Um, Sunday Night Football Lions at is that am I reading this right? Is that I think Chiefs?
It's
Yeah,
at the
Lions at
Chiefs,
Chiefs.
yeah. Um, uh, I want the Lions to win. Um, I this feels like a game that the Lions should win, but won't.
If the Chiefs go to 2-4, that's gonna make some news. Yeah.
Uh, I'm actually gonna go with the Chiefs on this one.
Arrow,
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going Chiefs at
I
home.
know why you're going that direction, and um, I'm probably gonna be wrong because the Chiefs are playing better football. But I'm gonna go with the Lions because the Lions started
Yeah,
off really bad in Week 1 against the Packers. They looked like crap, but since then they've played lights out. They're playing good football right now. But the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're not as good as they used to be, but they still got a ton of talent. I know that, so I'm probably wrong. But it's hard to imagine the Chiefs being 2-4, not even out their record to 3-3. But I'm still going with the Lions. I think they're the better team.
yeah,
So
they are. I
yeah,
don't know if they'll be better. Yeah, I hope you're right, and I feel like the Lions definitely have a chance to win, but I'm gonna go with my instinct,
yeah,
my
I
gut.
did. Yeah,
I think the Chiefs will. But
that's why I'm saying I'm probably wrong. But I had to
yeah,
go. I had to go against you at least 1 or 2 games. This is
yeah,
the
yeah.
second one, so this is one I would say I would pick. But I'm probably wrong. I know I went against you on an earlier one in on the show on the early picks, but the Chargers and Dolphins. But
Yeah, yeah.
um, all right, the two Monday Night Football games: Bills at Falcons.
Uh, I'm gonna go Bills. Love to see the Falcons win, but I think the Falcons keep it close. Bills have not really played a whole lot of good teams,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I think if you look at the record, they started the season Dolphins, Jets, Saints, and someone else. 3-17 were the record their combined opponents from the up until they played the Patriots. So
Wow,
yeah.
I didn't
So
know that.
I think it was the Saints. Yes, the Saints, Dolphins, Jets, and Ravens. Yeah, those are four teams. So 3-17, and then they played the Pats. So I'm s- I'm gonna go with the Bills. I think it's gonna be close, Falcons wise. Bills defense is I think they're gonna give Penix some trouble. I don't think the Bills defense is that good, but they're gonna give Penix some trouble. They can scheme against some
Yeah,
young quarterbacks pretty well. So I'm gonna go with the Bills on this one.
yeah, I like Penix overall. He's playing well, but the problem is the Falcons are the Falcons, the Dirty Birds. They just have never recovered from that Super Bowl loss when they're up
Yeah.
23 in the fourth quarter against Tom Brady several years ago. They haven't done anything since. They just been going the wrong direction. They have a talented team, but they're always like week to week. They finish like 8-8 or 9-8 or 8-9. They just barely miss the playoffs. They just can't get anything going consistently. Bills are better. I think Bills are going to be on fire just because they lost last week.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, um,
that too.
yeah, I think Bills will win. Um, Last Monday night game, Bears at the Commanders. Bears are playing better. The quarterback is playing better. Um, the quarterback in Odunze, the old UW receiver, they seem to have like a really good connection right now. And of course, they
Yeah,
got DJ Moore, but I like the connection with Odunze and the Bears quarterback Caleb Williams. They're playing better, but Commanders, man, Commanders are the new hot team in the NFC East, making the playoffs last year and having the big upset win, I think, against Detroit last year in the playoffs. Jaden Daniels is a real deal. And even when he was hurt, Marcus Mariota came in and played well for him and won a couple of games when he had like some kind of injury or something. So I got the Commanders. Bears are playing better,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're still not over the hump, but they're playing better. They're not a doormat right now, but they're still the Commanders are playing some really good football right now. I don't think they overcome the Commanders at home. That's my pick. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. You're probably right. I'm gonna go against you on this one.
okay.
I like the way the Bears are playing right now too.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I it's going to be a good game. It's going to be real good this one. But I'm going to go with the Bears. I think the Bears can squeak it out and score a little bit more. Uh, the Bears have a good defense.
They do.
I think their defense can hold Washington enough, but I think the Bears have found a rhythm of scoring, and I think they can probably get through that Washington defense the way they need to a little bit better.
They could very well be. So I like that we went against each other on three
Yeah,
games.
yeah,
So we'll come back next week and hopefully Monty can rejoin us and we can see how
yeah,
these games turned out, especially against
yeah.
the ones that we had opposite picks. So yeah, I agree with you. The Bears and Commanders will be a good game. It's not going to be a blowout game. The Bears are
No.
much improved. Bears will give them a run for the money for sure. But that's it for picks, man. So I guess in closing, what do you got, brother?
Um, Nothing really. Glad to be back, and yeah, let me know. We could probably do same time next week. Hit me up, and I'll be happy to join.
Yes, I will indeed do that. Monty should be back. He's missed a couple weeks in a row here, for some stuff going on, but he should be back. Um, yeah, I guess in closing, just like we always say, let us know what your picks are. Let us know if you agree, disagree, but what do you think about the New York Giants, man? That's kind of like the excitement in the NFL right now with Skattebo&Dart, man. They're bringing hype, man. And so I hope that continues, man, because man, the Giants have been bad for a long time. Obviously, they're a
Yep.
team in the Cowboys division, so the Cowboys are going to start maybe finally getting a challenge against New York. But it's good for football in general, though. I'll say that. But the Cowboys will have to, won't be a doormat for them anymore with these two guys. It looks like. So that's what I got in closing. But yeah, we'll be back next week, and you know, we'll see you all next week. And thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and we'll be back soon.